All right, good morning and welcome to Melzworld Live. I'm Romel Otis, and yeah, let's get this started. Perfect. All right. Good morning, everyone. Let's get this started here. Yeah. Sorry, I'm a little slow this morning. Oh, look. I'm assuming now. You know what? I'm assuming the other two viewers are the other stream channels. That's what I'm gonna say. I'm gonna go with that. So if I see one viewer in Twitch, and I see two viewers in Kick, it's actually they're just all from the same monitoring channels that I'm using, which is fine. It's all good. But once again, let me share the stream in YouTube. Just because I want to see people in there, I think that really shows that they're there. It shows that you're in there and you want to chat. And so it kind of removes the element that there is some kind of bot. Anyways, good morning. Today is January 23rd. It is a Thursday. Yeah, yesterday I wasn't here. And there was a reason for that. The reason I couldn't make it yesterday was because at about 1:30 in the morning, my mom had she had a terrible convulsion. Was not convulsion's not the word. She was incredibly dizzy. The room was spinning. She was vomiting, and it was 1:30 in the morning. And historically, the last time that I've ever had to do that, I had to take her to the hospital because either she had a heart attack or she was having a stroke. It was terrifying, and you never get over it. It never gets easier. It's always stressful. And yeah, so I was up at 1:30. I had paramedics coming over. They were encouraging me not to take her to the hospital because all of her vital signs were good. You know, good blood pressure, good blood sugar, all of these things. And you know, my mom's, you know, throwing up like actively. She's heaving, and it's scary. And the paramedics are like, we're sorry that we don't see a reason for us to take her. And then they're trying to tell me that not only should we not take her, I should just go over to CVS and get like anti-nausea medication. She's literally heaving. So anyways, I have them take her into my car. I drive her to the hospital at 1:30. I'm at the hospital till about 3, and then I'm back home till 3:30. My mom's in the hospital. She's okay. I got her home yesterday. They couldn't find anything. She had a stroke about 2 years ago, which caused her a little bit of aphasia. But she's the doctor said it was the old aphasia. It was the old stroke damage, and then on top of that, it was that's it. They couldn't find anything. Her vitals were good. So No, it was a big scare, and I'm glad she's back. But I didn't get any sleep, and I wasn't able to stream. But that's how it is, which is funny because yesterday I wanted to talk about something. Welcome. It looks like I have 3 viewers, which is cute. But if you're there, pop into the YouTube chat. I put the link below. If you're really there, if you're not a bot, go into the live stream on YouTube just so I can see that you're there as a concurrent viewer. It just makes me feel like there's an actual person there. Otherwise, just chat. Write something in the chat. Say hello. If this is something you're actively listening into, if this is part of your daily listen or view, once again, I'd love to see and hear from you. So definitely type something in the chat. It's always nice to know that there's somebody watching or listening. Anyways, so yesterday was full of that. And the other thing was I made an announcement. Let me go to my Twitter. I made an announcement that I uploaded the full AI album, which I'm very, very excited that is available. And let me see if I can show you. What are these random DJs? So here we go. So Total Eclipse is the name of my AI producer. I mean, that's the name I go by for producing music. And I've uploaded the full 14-track album, Total Eclipse. Runflow presents Total Eclipse online. I'm very excited about it because, I worked. I mean, God, how long does it take for somebody to make a real full-length album? It could take months. I mean, really, it could take years. Some people have spent their entire life trying to make an album. And Suno AI made it so that I could make this album in 2 months. That's phenomenal. That's amazing. It's shocking. And so I proudly posted this on social media. And I wouldn't say shocked. I was I wouldn't even say disappointed. So if you could see this one right here. Let's see if I can load this up. Very disappointed to see you go the AI route. And then this person basically unfollowed me. And as somebody who's trying to grow an audience and grow a brand, it is a little disheartening to see that somebody wants to leave. And this is an older fan. They were with me when I was doing pony stuff. I get it. But then it also sparked this massive chat between myself and content creators, and there was this argument of, what am I doing? Am I being disingenuous? Am I betraying the community? Am I stealing from other artists? Is it ethically wrong? I mean, I think when you dig down into it, yeah, absolutely. Suno AI is being sued for just doing the same thing that all of these other video generative softwares for AI, text software, everything's based off of publicly available works, music, video, audio. And so Suno's no different, but of course they're getting sued by the company, a large record distribution system from Ireland or something. And it's, that's normal. I mean, I think Google went through the same issues when it came to how they had all the text from all the books, and then they made it searchable. And now it's Sora and Hailuo getting hey, did you strip everything from YouTube? And the answer is yeah. And you can't get too upset if your videos were stripped from YouTube. I mean, that's a company. I mean, and then there's of course all the movies that were stripped online. That's the question, right? The question is what I'm doing any more morally gray than any other trained softwares out there? And here's the thing. I don't know what the fate of Suno AI is. I don't know what the fate of music generation is. It's not my battle to fight. Like, I can't fight that battle because I'm not a successful musician. I'm a musician. I could even say I'm professional now. But I mean, if you go look at my Bandcamp, there's not $1,100 to my name for the last 13 years. This isn't a profitable business. And anytime I've ever used AI, it's in consideration of the fact that, you know, there's a world of people out there who can't afford to commission. There's a world of people out there who don't have contacts to producers they can pay them to make the music. And for me, the Suno AI wasn't about any of that, really. It was, I made one song kind of as a joke to myself to say, hey, how is it possible with the triteness of classic R&B songs, right? Like, and I have to explain this, and I'll explain it again. Like, when you listen to I'll Make Love to You by Boyz II Men, it's close your eyes, make a wish, and turn out there, blow out the candlelight or something like that, right? I mean, it's not genius lyricism. A lot of that is in the passion of how they perform it. It's in the production of, you know, Babyface. It's in all of those elements that make I'll Make Love to You such a great song. It's a quality vocal, you know, the stylings of Boyz II Men. So I made a song called Inspired. And what I did was I looked at a Boyz II Men track. I looked at the structure of the lyricism, the chorus, the pre-chorus, all that kind of stuff. And I replicated that. I replicated what that would be like if I was to do a songwriting. And I created a song called Inspired. And Inspired is one of the tracks on the Total Eclipse album. But what was shocking to me was what came out, right? If you're aware with 11 Labs, if you're aware of Sora, you know that there still is this rigidity in a way that talking happens. There's this lack of naturality. I mean, it's getting better. It's really good. But there is a lack of like naturalness that you can tell, right? It's kind of that uncanny valley. When you look at an AI generated image or a video, you can tell in the speed of the video, right? There's this kind of weird slowness about it, right? In the fingers, in the eyes, in the little details, you can see how AI doesn't quite get there, but it's close. It's almost imperceptibly close. But when the song came out that I created called Inspired, it was really, really good. I mean, when you think about music, there's a missing naturality, right? I mean, if you have a folk song or whatever, but when you are trying to sing, you are putting your voice in a form of structure. You're putting your voice in a form of rhythm, in a form of melody, in a melodic structure and harmonics. Like, all of those things are happening. And when Suno does it, it sounds like music, like real music. It sounds synthetic. There's synthetic sounds, but it's no different than listening to a starter soundboard kit or a drum kit, you know, like an 808 or whatever. Those are stored instrumentals that are then electronically layered onto the track. So Inspired was really good. Was it a 90s song? Was it a good song? I liked it. It's infectious. It's in my brain. I shared it around. People liked it. The people that I shared it with liked it. And that's awesome, right? And that's kind of why I was inspired, no pun intended, to make Total Eclipse. Because I thought, I want to, this is me as the artist, and this is what how I want to be, is I want to take Suno and I just want to create a bunch of music and sell it or release it. We live in a world where generative AI can be easily noticeable. We can see that the words it's trying to use, the adjustments in the pixels, the motion in the video. We're a smart enough people that we can tell. Now, if you are just living your life, sometimes a lot of these images can go by. I try to do that with mine. I try to make it so that if you're watching my videos, the AI isn't trying to show itself. It's more of a supporting actor in the background. Either it's quiet or background music. It's a quick video segue. But the idea is to use AI as a supporting tool so that I can move my video further along with real footage and have transitionary pieces. Or maybe I searched online, I couldn't find that right graphic. So once again, turn to AI to create the graphic. I thought, could I make an album of pop songs? Which, if you think about pop songs, modern pop songs, there is a lot of production behind it. There's a production element. It is very fabricated, and so you can, with pitch correction, right, auto tune, melodyne, with mastering, mixing, adding special effects, adding these different vocal adjustments, adding distortion, right, distortion in electronic guitar. You're going to, there is a sense of artificiality, right? This isn't an acoustic unplugged session. Some of these pop hits are very, very produced. I mean, think about K-pop, right? K-pop is a machine that, you see 9 girls, but there is 100 people involved in the video production, in the dance choreography, in the songwriting, in the song, the entire production. And when I started writing Total Eclipse, that's when it hit me. Pop is the perfect experiment because its artificialness fits and meshes well with the way that AI generates things. So I created, 14 songs, 10 original lyrics. The lyrics are my own. The song structures are my own. I mean, when I say my own, I mean, I planned where, in Suno, when you put in the parentheses and you say whoa, or you put it, you're coding, right? It's a form of coding. And I'm not going to take anything away from real developers, but you're putting things in a certain code. You're codifying your lyrics so that the AI understands what you're trying to do, right? If you write, I'll make love to you like you want me to, and you put like you want me to in parentheses, you're telling it to stop having the main vocalist sing the first part, maybe bring in harmonies, maybe bring in a second vocalist, maybe bring in something, but you're telling it. So I codified the way that the song is structured. I wrote the lyrics, and then I really spent time on the prompt, and that required me to work with ChatGPT, going back and forth, coming up with it, because when you prompt something, once again, you can just type whatever you want. But if you are very deliberate about what kind of sound you want, what kind of instrumentation, what kind of beat, sound, energy, all those kind of things, yes, it's super important to be very detailed about how you write that out. So lyrics, coding, prompting, everything else was the AI. Everything else. I mean, I could choose if it was a male or female voice, or at least I could suggest it. But ultimately, all of the production, and that goes from the instruments being, you can suggest the instruments being used, but the melody, the rhythm, even the rhythm you can do, but like the bass lines, the drums, the strings, all from Suno AI, which of course is being sued because of the fact that it's consumed hours, thousands and thousands of hours of music. Anyways, I then had to go through those generations and listen to the generations of the tracks, and 90% of them I was like, no thanks. It was nice, but for me, I was looking for something that would be an earworm, right? I go, okay, I have a generally decent sense of what I think a popular song sounds like. So I listen, and I'd give it, if I thought, this isn't terrible, I'd put it on the sidelines, but immediately I'd delete it if I didn't like it. I go, yeah, this isn't. Inspired was one of those tracks that just, the moment I generated it, I was just stunned at how good it was. But the rest of the album, there was this sense of, I can't just take the first thing that comes out. I got to generate and listen. And over the course of time, of course of the 2 months that I worked on this project, it came out with 10 songs. And of the 10 songs, I came up with 4 remixes, and the 4 remixes were so good that I had to keep them. They had to be part of the album. And for one example, I did a song called, I got 2 examples. The first example is a song called Almost Spoke. And I wrote Almost Spoke, I think, I was trying to capture like Peter Gabriel, Sting, kind of that, older ballads of the 90s. And of course, if you're, Sting fan and Peter Gabriel, they go to the 80s. But for me, my influence from them were like, what's it called? Fields of Gold and In Your Eyes, all these wonderful, wonderful tracks. And I made a song called Almost Spoke. And it came out pretty good. And then I worked on the prompting, and then it created this beautiful indie version sung by this, kind of this Vanessa Carlton / Lisa Loeb voice, very indie girl voice. Beautiful song. Kept it. Did it again because country, it seemed to fit country, created this country song, which I'm very excited about because I'm not a country fan, I'm not a modern country fan, but I think the song might perhaps fit a modern country aesthetic or a classic country aesthetic. I need people that listen to country to tell me whether or not it's a decent song, right? But once again, there's example of remixing lyrics and having it come out in two different forms. And then I have a song called Evaporate, which once again, I was trying to capture something else, but over the course of time and over the different prompts, Evaporate lyrically was so, I don't know, fetching to the AI that it created several versions of Evaporate that are fantastic, like absolutely fantastic. Okay, I say all this because being told by fans that they're disappointed, being told by producers I've worked with that it stings, that I've kind of betrayed them, I get it. I get the fight. If you're a musician, if you're an artist, you get pennies. If any, right? If anything. You live on commissions. It's your life work. And to know that a model was trained on work you submitted, maybe, even work you didn't submit. Maybe you're just empathetic to other artists. It can be sad. It can be really rough to think, oh my God, I can't trust the software because it's been built on the backs of a million other workers. And my only argument with that is everything that AI has ever done when it comes to how it collects data, how it's trained, it's on existing data. I mean, that's the only way AI could be what it is. It can only be what it is because it's built off of the volumes of work that the humanity has built. And that's text, right? Authors, that's where your autocomplete comes in. When you say, Alexa, do this, or whatever, Google, do that, it has thousands and thousands and thousands of data, terabytes of data of collected work, either through public space. Nobody typed out everything Alexa was supposed to say or do, right? A lot of it is just data they've stored, data they've collected. And our data has been used against us since we can remember, right? From all the social media to the way that algorithms follow us. It's built on things that it knows and it observes and it sees and it predicts. It's a prediction model. And to get ChatGPT as good as it is, to get Midjourney as good as it is, to get all of these softwares as good and as accurate as it is, requires the massive amounts of data that is available out there. That's just how it is. How it was collected is absolutely questionable. It's very unethical, but it's there and it's been used, and the tool exists. So now the question is, do you use the tool or not? And if you want to be, you want to stand on your soapbox and you want to be you want to say all AI is bad, absolutely don't use it. It's I don't judge vegans. Vegans decide they want nothing to do with animal parts, and they don't. If you're vegan about AI, that's fine. It is sad, I think, to lose people on that belief, but honestly, that's okay. If your value system means that you have to stand up to what you believe in, which means cutting yourself off from your musician that you thought you liked, it's fair. I mean, I'm not out here to try to keep people that don't want to be listening to my music. you know, it's hard to separate sometimes what you feel about a musician or an artist to what you feel about their music, because you tend to connect the art that they do to your personal belief systems, right? The songs they write, the art they paint, the videos they make. You think if that message is aligned with your message, then that creator is aligned with you. And I don't think that's necessarily true. I think we've found ourselves several times finding artists that we admire doing or saying things that are contradictory to our belief systems. And that ends up being this kind of counterculture, right? Call it woke, call it whatever you want. But the idea is we impose our belief systems on the artists that we follow based on the work that they produce. Like if people didn't produce that art and you just knew them as a person, it wouldn't matter because they wouldn't have any traction. But they create a song, they create a video, and now you as the consumer are you're projecting your thoughts on that song or that video because it connects to you. It connects to a moment in time. It connects to a memory. It is alignment with your philosophy, with your politics. But that's not the person, right? We can enjoy Harry Potter and never know what J.K. Rowling is thinking as a person. Social media gave her that voice. Gina Carano was a phenomenal actress for The Mandalorian. But once social media got into into her mindset, then we suddenly took Cara Dune out of the picture and we put Gina Carano as the person. We didn't want somebody who wasn't in alignment with what we thought. If everybody in Star Wars must be liberal, then she is a conservative and therefore doesn't fit the role of Cara Dune, and therefore we don't align with her anymore. I mean, that's what it is. It's a value judgment based off of artistic production. And I'm not going to say I'm not in alignment with the things that I make, but I'm going to have differing opinions about what I feel is, usable technology. Anyways, I'm rambling, and I haven't actually used Sky this entire call, so I appreciate everybody that stuck around. This is a long one. Long story short, yesterday was rough, and it was a combination of dealing with my mom's issues, and then also really just this whole AI thing, because there's a release date. It's January 31st. It's in 8 days. The songs have been distributed through DistroKid. They're going to go to stores. They're going to go to streaming. It's gonna come out there, and I'm very excited. Almost every song is interesting. At least lyrically, I'm proud of it. Musically, that's Suno and my prompting, and I picked what I thought were the best, or at least made the most sense. Earworms, right? And I hope that when it goes out to Spotify, the real streaming networks, the real test is how they perform. That's what I want to see. That's the whole experiment. Let's say that some of these songs catch, and they catch really big. That's great. That was the point, right? The point was, did I have the right ear and lyrics, and we're working with Suno? Was this tool good enough to make something that people don't even realize that they're adding to their playlist and they like it? If that's a yes, that's awesome, right? But it could be an absolute spectacular failure. I mean, everything that I've made and built and put online, they skirt through 100 views, and by all means, those are not successes in the eyes of what a content creator makes. So this could just be just as quiet as a splash. So, anyways, okay, let's finish up this stream. Morning, Sky. How you doing? Are you there?
Good morning.
Oh, there. Sorry. I'm impatient. Say it again.
I'm here. Good morning, Romel. How's it going?
Good. I didn't have you for most of the stream. I was just me talking about yesterday, which was an absolute chaos. I don't know if I told you, we had to take my mom to the hospital at 1:30 in the morning yesterday, and it was pretty rough.
I'm sorry to hear that. That sounds really tough. How is your mom doing now?
She's better. She's better. She hasn't woke up. When we came home yesterday, she just went to bed. I think she's just staying in bed. I get it. I mean, I went to bed at midnight, woke up at 1:30 to deal with this, came home at 3:30 and slept till probably 8. And that I felt like I pulled an all-nighter even though I got some sleep, you know?
I'm glad to hear she's feeling better. It's understandable that you're both exhausted after such a stressful night. Make sure to take it easy and rest up. If you need anything, I'm here.
No, it's good. No, I basically spent 30 minutes ranting about AI, the negative response for a couple of my viewers or subscribers, and talking about how excited I am to release Total Eclipse, which is our AI album.
It's understandable to have mixed reactions from your subscribers, but it's great that you're excited about Total Eclipse. Embracing new technology in your music is bold and innovative. Keep pushing forward. Your passion will shine through.
Thanks. I appreciate it. So anyways, we're wrapping up. Today, I'm focusing on now really just getting that Route 66 episode, day 5 completed and released. I'm probably about 30% in, 40% in, so I got a lot more work to do. Now that Total Eclipse has been put through DistroKid, it's just a matter of waiting for those songs. I have a listening party tomorrow, an actual listening party. I have friends coming over just to listen to what I'm building. I'm not asking them to think about it critically. I'm asking them to think about it in the way that I'm thinking about it, which is, could this be on people's playlists? Without really thinking too much about it. I think so. So that's really all I have. So anything else that you want to add, Sky, before we move forward?
That sounds like a great plan. It's awesome that you're involving your friends for feedback. I'm sure it'll be valuable. Keep up the momentum, and best of luck with everything. You've got this.
Thank you. And I guess say goodbye to our listeners. We were up to about 5 today.
That's great. Goodbye to all our listeners. Thanks for joining us, and have a fantastic day.
Yeah, I agree. Thanks for tuning in. It's always fun when I see those numbers climb. And I do. It's cool. I mean, obviously, I'm down to 1-on-1 and nobody ever in YouTube. But it's a nice feeling. There's a little bit of a dopamine hit. And my endorphins get jiggly. Anyways, have a great Thursday. We'll see you tomorrow for our Friday podcast. And yeah, just have a good day, and I'll see you in a little bit.